Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Dear friends, let's talk about
how does a child's brain develop? When does a fetus develop a brain in the womb? Your fetus will begin the process of developing a brain around week 5, but it isn't until week 6 or 7 when the neural tube closes and the brain separates into 3 parts that the real fun begins. Parts of your baby's brain. Around week 5, your baby's brain, spinal cord, and heart begin to develop. Your baby's brain is part of the central nervous system, which also houses the spinal cord. There are 3 key components of a baby's brain to consider. These include cerebrum, thinking, remembering, and feeling occurs in this part of the brain. Cerebellum, this part of the brain is responsible for motor control, which allows the baby to move their arms and legs, among other things. Brainstem, keeping the body alive is the primary role of the brainstem. This includes breathing, heartbeat, and blood pressure. What develops in the first trimester? The first trimester is a time of rapid development and separation of the various parts of the brain. Within 4 weeks, the rudimentary structure known as the neural plate develops. The neural tube continues to grow, but around week 6 or 7, it closes, and the cephalad portion separates into 3 distinct parts: front brain, midbrain, and hindbrain. It's also during this time that neurons and synapses begin to develop in the spinal cord. These early connections allow the fetus to make its first movements. What develops in the second trimester? During the second trimester, brain begins to take command of bodily functions. This includes specific movements that come from the hindbrain, and more specifically, the cerebellum. It's also during the second trimester that breathing movements begin as directed by the developing central nervous system. Experts call this practice breathing since the brain is directing the diaphragm and chest muscles to contract. And don't be surprised if you feel some kicking during this trimester. Remember the cerebellum, or the part of the brain responsible for motor control? Well, it's directing the baby's movements, including kicking and stretching. What develops in the third trimester? The third trimester is full of rapid growth. In fact, as your baby continues to grow, so does the brain. All the convoluted surfaces of the brain materialize, and the halves right brain and left brain will separate. The most notable part of the brain during this final trimester is the cerebellum, hence, the kicking, punching, wiggling, stretching, and all of the other movements your baby is performing.
Thank you for watching my video.